Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. Today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Meeting of Minds. Playing as the Witch Hunters, we've got Vito Yito, and his opponent today, playing as the Orcs, we have got Bapshik Hypra. I do normally try and Google Translate these names, but for some reason Google Translate just was not playing ball with these names, so I'm rolling free and easy with this. Anyway, we've got triple Slugger Boy squads, Grot Infiltration Research, Boys Hut, and a Generator coming off the Orc player. Whereas the Witch Hunters are going to go for a couple of Arbites melee combat squads and an Inquisition drop pod add-on, as well as double plasma generators. I do quite like the multiple different kind of openings you can go with Witch Hunters, because sometimes you can get their tier 1 unit recruiting building, or you can just sit on your local headquarters and get all these different add-ons. The Inquisition drop pod add-on allows you to get the hero, which is quite cool, and then you're also able to get a little tank as well when you put another add-on in. The only downside to it is that obviously you've got to research the add-ons, which take a little bit more money, and they do take a little while to research, so certainly interesting things to take into consideration. Orcs just capturing their nearest and dearest and their usual gubbins. What are you going to go for? You're going to go for a big mech, which will be quite useful if the Witch Hunters do go for their tank, which they do indeed go for. It's quite a difficult thing for other factions to deal with in the tier 1 of the game, as, well, I mean, in tier 1 you don't really have all that much in the way of anti-tank stuff. I mean, it doesn't do incredible amounts of damage, but it is just a bit of a nuisance. Especially since you can put these Arbites inside the tank and manoeuvre them around the battlefield. Yeah, not much going on at this point of the game, just nice and calm as we're waiting for this big mech to come out to play. Do have some Orc Slugger Boys there. We'll be manoeuvring around across the map to see what they can see. There will be
on the lookout for the weird
peeping out at these Arbites posts, seeing that the Lady Inquisitor is on the field. And what's she going to go for? She's going to go for some Crusader veterans, helping her in the old melee department. There we go, long flowing robes and a mighty power axe as well. Chasing after these guys. I'm not sure what the crossbow is. Don't know what kind of things it adds to the overall usefulness of a pistol, but it's aesthetically pleasing at the very least. Anyway, double Crusader veterans. Melee squad as well moving in, throwing down some zappy doodads on these guys to slow them down, allowing the squads to get into close combat with them. But Big Mech, with his big brain, teleporting, well, joining the squad and then teleporting away. Do quite like the micro on that. Slugger Boys just innocently trying to capture this critical location, but being harassed and harried by the zealots of the Imperium. Will manoeuvre back all the way home, waiting for the Slugger Boys and the Big Mech to join them in combat. These guys won't win in close combat against all this. I mean, pound for pound, Slugger Boys will win against Arbites, but not when there's a Inquisitor command squad joining them. Arbites also have an ability where you'll probably see it, where they just kind of stand still. And there we go, you just saw it there, they're able to stand still and use their shields to increase their defences. Does make them immobile. Seeing a Repressor running over that poor Slugger Boy. Be focusing on the listening posts here. 2 of it. Pile of guns also going to be built up, but quite precarious place to put your pile of guns, I must say. Yes, not able to take it down though, as these Grots are keeping it alive and well. Inquisitor command squad losing their Lady Inquisitor. Big Mech picking up the dude and throwing him into the brush. Yeah, like I say, Repressor, a bit of a nuisance, but as you can see, it's not really adding all that much in the way of DPS. Only 36 and 52 in the way of damage output. More zappy stuff going on these guys, slowing them down. Slugger Boys moving down to the northern side. And yeah, let's have a look at the economies. 80 and 20 compared to 104 and 20. Had a big flirt on the Witch Hunters side. So they might want to be attacking into tier 2, or at least doing something with all that money. Pile of guns will be finished. The Orcs are They're not having the... I mean, they're not in a comfortable position, but they're certainly not in an uncomfortable position either. Slugger boys amassing in number. It's unusual. You don't normally see a lack of shooter boys at this stage of the game. You normally see a good chunk of those guys, but no, just holding firm on these slugger boys. And to be fair, against the melee combat squads, don't really need to have many shooter boys. Repressor charging straight in the middle, more zap stuff going down. But yeah, this Repressor is feeling a little bit of the hurt. 1/4 of his health being taken down. Trying to use that heavy cover. Oh dear, oh dear. I do apologise for the yawn. I think this is like my 4th video I've done today.
No such thing as innocence.
Do have tier 2 going for the Witch Hunters. With all their blue money saved up, I imagine they'll be going straight for some big toys. What tier are you on, Mr. Orc person? Couple of war banners away from tier 2. Arbite's Sentinel Power Lift. Going to be lifting this Repressor up from its low health. Do have this burst. A crutch of 2 lads. Can't really afford any big turrets, so they're just going for just 2 guys in there. And they're not in a happy situation at the moment. They are hoping that the walls will keep them safe. But they are fighting with plasma guns, so that is something. But they will die. Or the God Emperor decap going on as well. And yeah, it's just plasma generators for days. What's the plan, Vito Yeater? Are you just holding on for dear life and then just going to go pure vehicle? Going to hit this opportunity while all the Orcs are over here. They're going to go over here and try and slap down this pile of guns. Of course, we'll try and rebuild it, or repair it, shall we say. Lots of Daka in the form of these war banners and listing posts. 3rd war banner over here going to be used as well. Now a huge mass of Orcs. Don't normally see the Slugger Boy massed like we say, but even then on top of that, you don't see them just being massed in this number. Wonderful things to see. And obviously, Orcs, the more Orcs you have in a local area, the higher their region, the higher their general vibes. As the big war is on the go. Orcs losing their morale there. Repressor being chased around by the big mech. One Orc just kind of just separating himself from the pack, going one-on-one against this Crusader veteran. Not preparing much for things. Slugger Boys now just going to use their sluggers, I suppose. En masse. And how many are there? There's 11, 22, and 22 plus 8. That's 30. 30 in total. A nice round number. Yeah, taking down these melee squads. What we've got going on, we've got a sorted vehicle facility and nerfing jet fighters. Ah, yes. So obviously, with all these Slugger Boys, ideally they want against close combat. But yeah, just get some jet fighters and then they're knackered. Got some tank busters will be coming out to sort out this Repressor, although the Repressor is now surrounded. Unsure if he's able to get out there in any sense of the word. Nephilim fighter, ideal against infantry, will be absolutely paining these Slugger Boys. Especially if used en masse. You know, some tank busters there. Did the Repressor get out? Yeah, the Repressor did manage to survive. Will fall back when they see that tank buster volley. 2nd jet fighter into. Will 2 jet fighters be enough? We've got 1 zealot on the way. Also going to go for the Order Hereticus chamber. From Arco-flagellants, these guys absolutely whip and nay in combat. Do you remember that song? I remember that song. That was a thing. On the radio, 24/7 for like 6 months. Wasn't great, to be fair. Anyway, these Slugger Boys won't see this coming. I mean, against double Nephilims and Arco-flagellants, even with their massed numbers, Not sure they're going to stand up against it. Although that being said, they are able to do a fair whack of damage to these jet fighters. More Arco-flagellants along the way. Look at the speed that these boys can maneuver. Zealot in the mix as well, with a power hammer. Yeah, this is going to be quite. Oh, but that being said, Death Copter Squadron just swarming in, go to combat these Arco-flagellants. And although these guys do slap in combat, they are outnumbered, they are outgunned. Nephilim jet fighters focus firing on these squadrons. Slugger Boy with their big mech getting that double stun on these jet fighters. Absolutely amazing stuff. We'll be able to allow these Death Copters to move in and take out one jet fighter, although it will be more or less instantly replaced. Absolute chaos as these Arco-flagellants knock the boys all around, spreading them thick and far. Boys are going to fall back a little bit just to regroup. Flagellants seem to be keeping their numbers up. Both players with huge economies at the moment. 161 and 79 compared to 104 and 84. But they don't have that much in the way of mass at the moment. Predator Command Squad armed with 2 children, which is not what you want to see from Orc perspective. Although again, I don't imagine that the Orcs differentiate between adult humans and child humans. Yeah. Triple Arco-flagellants now. And these Orc Death Copter squadrons not seeming to do all that much against these guys. This mech being brought down to very low health. Doesn't seem like he's got any teleporting juice left. We'll stand firm there. Dakka jet on the field, very good against other aircrafts. Not sure I'll be able to stand up against triple of these guys. We'll take one down there. And I imagine, it's just that the Orc player is going to go for as many air vehicles as possibly they can. Because like we say, I mean, the Arco-flagellants won't do all that much against aircraft, so probably going for a aircraft mass is the way forward. We'll have another Zealot joining the ranks. Shooter Boy Squadron now, out with their big shooters. Trying to support these Slugger Boys who are holding the line as best they can. Arco-flagellants numbers have been dwindled, only 1 left. And yeah, that's a wipe on all sides, I would say. Orcs managing to keep at least some of their number. Cranking these Nephilim jet fighters to take them down. And it does seem like the Orcs have managed to hold on. It's a gradual retreat, but they were able to recuperate towards their base. We go for some more Nephilim jet fighters. Not sure if this is the way forward at this point. Tier 3 going for the ladies. Well, the witch hunters. More Arco-flagellants. Oh, God blimey, that was quite the engagement there. More Death Copter squadrons on the way out. Limit of 2 there. Yeah, not sure if the Arco-flagellants are the way forward. As, I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough, they will be able to take on these Shooter Boys, Slugger Boys, but they won't be able to support the Nephilim jet fighters. I imagine you want something like some Battle Sisters or something with some heavy bolter guns. But hey ho, we shall see how this goes. Nephilim jet fighter focusing on the Dakka jet. We'll have to fall back against all this regular Dakka from the Orc ground forces. Arco-flagellant squad flanking around the side. But this is a lot of firepower for them to contend with. Even their maddened souls can't really hold up against that. Got a reliquary of faith. And it does seem that the sisters just don't have the unit mass to be able to contend with the Orcs at the moment. Sentinel power lift, lifting no more. As the sheer amount of fire from the Orcs rends most of the Witch Hunters' units kind of moot at this point. Gonna go for a Venerum Assassin and a Kulex Assassin. I'm not sure. Are the Venerums the ones that pretend to be those of other races? I'm sure what Kulex Assassin is there. Hopefully we'll be able to see it before the Orcs manage to. I mean, whether they push to victory here is unclear, but it does seem more than likely. There we go. We've got one. Where have you gone? Did you just spawn? Are you just summoned in? Well, we shall see. Ah, there you are. Venerum Assassin. Or Venomum Assassin. Spraying her poison all the way. And he does throw the GG, and then that is all. But yeah, wonderful. I mean, that push all the way down here. I thought that the Arco-flagellants and the jet fighters were the perfect counter to all the slugger boys, but then Orkplate was able to also counter the counter, which is quite nice. But yeah, short and sweet, just how we like it. If you want to support the channel, £1 a month on the old Patreon does get you one extra game a week and all the usual gubbins. My name's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never a chore. I will see you in a bit. Peace.